welcome back to another episode of Pragmatic Plays.
Hello, welcome back, everyone.
Okay, so for our audience, welcome back to another episode of Pragmatic Plays.
Hello.
This one's going to be a little bit different. Do you want to say anything?
did you want to talk? Do you have...
Sorry.
No, yeah, as Mom was saying, we f***ed up.
Twice.
Both times we tried to record, we had messed up with audio, so we're saying, fuck it. We're going to show you guys the audio and do kind of a little bit of a podcasty episode. Or...
I wonder how that's going to work, showing them the audio.
It shouldn't be too much different. They'll have to just deal with us talking more than us playing a game.
Alright. So we have a list of topics we're going to go over for these next couple episodes until this footage is done. Because it's about 2.5 hours or so that we recorded. All at once. So we're going to be talking about topics during these episodes as kind of just something to do.
And it'll range from anywhere between games to what's going on in the world to personal things. So, sit back, enjoy. If you want to learn more about us, you can, I guess. If you don't really care to listen to us, then, hey.
There's the button in the top right.
Yeah. If you hate us, why are you here? Probably just to give us.
Yeah, if you don't want to listen to us, then why do you even come here?
I understand that people go to content to listen to them to complain. I've seen that happen on plenty of other channels. Like, I didn't watch the video, but I didn't like what he was talking about. Like, if you didn't watch it, then how do you know what he's talking about? What do you know? What do you think was going on? But anyway, that's not what we're going to talk about today. Today, we're going to talk about Final Fantasy Dissidia, a game I play a lot of. And when I say I play a lot of, I meant I've played the originals on PSP, both Dissidia and Duodecium, and then I tried playing NT for a while, but that game is a little weird compared to the other ones. But I'm still going to try and play it again and get a little bit into it. However, the one I play the most would be the mobile version of Dissidia, Omna Opera. And I probably butchered that name. I've also been trying to get all of my friends into it, as Naz has been experiencing.
He forces me to do stuff I don't like.
Oh, you don't like playing it?
No, I didn't say that.
But, you know, there's... It much like a mobile game, it's the structure of every kind of gacha game. The gacha system for it, though, is only limited towards the weapons. So the characters are there. The ones that are available to get are free to get. You just gotta play a couple levels and you get them. And then same with new characters that come out. They'll do an event that has access to the characters, and you get them when playing the event. Or you get them when playing the Lost Chapter. Or you get them through the story mode. So you're not really missing out on characters if you like certain characters of the Final Fantasy franchise. They're there available for you to get. And they're coming out with more all the time. I think we just got access to, or about to get access to GLaDOS from Final Fantasy 15. And he is a tank.
He's a tanky boy.
And for people who don't know, the Dissidia mobile version only pulls a couple of aspects from the regular games, and that is the bravery HP function. Do bravery attacks to build up bravery, do an HP attack to hurt the enemy and get rid of their HP so you can win. However, it's kind of divulged into everyone has an HP attack now, and there's no real bravery HP juggle. It's just what high numbers can you get? Pepsi. Paid sponsorship? No, not. It's not. Far from it. No one knows who we are.
But if they ever want to sponsor us, we wouldn't say no.
Of course, if Pepsi was a sponsor, I would not definitely.
Though, I'm gonna shut up. I'm about to say something they would hate. I'm just gonna be quiet. Coach better.
Yeah, that's sure your opinion, which everyone's entitled to. Different taste buds and such also affect that. So
Oh yeah, there's some people that hate
exactly. I had a friend while growing up who hates chocolate. Does not like it.
both. My little sister's like that. She doesn't like milk chocolate. She'll eat like white chocolate and dark chocolate.
Yeah, the friend I have didn't even like white chocolate or milk chocolate or dark chocolate. She just did not like chocolate at all. Which,
Damn.
opposite of me, is I'm obsessed with chocolate. I love it.
I know. How many times did you order entire like Halloween bags of last month?
Only 2 times. I only bought 2 big bag. Only 2 big
How
bags.
big?
Like the 240 size piece bags. But
and you're smaller than me, and you eat so much more candy.
I
Higher metabolism.
no. I will say I probably lost my weight in a very unhealthy manner when I was younger.
Starvation.
No, I suffer from acid reflux, and I took a time period where, while living on my own and I was young and dumb, I lived in what I would consider, I guess you could say, a party house, where 6 days out of the week there was a party, 1 day was spent cleaning up, and then it was a party again. And I lived there for about half a year. Yeah, drinking that much alcohol with acid reflux, I was not feeling good every day. I was pretty much throwing up every morning. Yeah, it wasn't good. I've changed those habits obviously a lot since. I barely drink anymore anyway, because now, again, with my acid reflux, it causes severe nausea, heartburn, and everything. So just having a couple of drinks causes that to flip.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, Pepto-Bismol.
Pepto-Bismol doesn't even help though. Like,
no, but it's the
I know.
commercial.
Excuse me. Pepsi tastes just as good on the way out on the way in.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, when it comes to the city, I liked the game. I actually played it a lot. There was a while I was basically playing it any chance I got, even at work.
Oh, I used to play it while... Okay, let me put this out there. They have an auto fight function in the game. It's very simplistic though. But
it's stupid.
There are characters who can do AoE basic HP attacks. And so I used to get my character set up, have the auto function turned on, and while I had to do 30-minute drives to school, I would have it in the cup holder where my thumb can just kind of, my arm and my thumb can like rest exactly where the character and everything I need touches, and I would farm while going to and from work or school. So I played while driving. I farmed at school. I farmed while at work because it was easy to just kind of do auto farming, and I farmed the crystals. They're the gems that you use to level up the skills of your characters. Each character is assigned a different color, so you go and you farm all these different colors, and that ends up being how you increase their skills. I just spent countless hours farming all of those because I didn't know exactly how to start farming, what I should be farming, and what I should do. So I did a lot of that before I did almost anything else in the game. Because later on, those characters' levels can increase further the higher you get the crystal levels. So the cap used to be level 50. And then they came out with a level 60 boost for characters, where you had to get a character to level 61 or 51 in order to get them up to 60. And then you had to get them up to 61 in order to get them to 70. of which that kind of increase is about to happen again, where characters can go up to level 80 now. But they're going to make the crystals, apparently, for the level 80 boost much more accessible. Because that was a complaint of the last one, when they went from the 60 to 70 increase. Was you never got enough characters to increase anyone to their high level. When the characters first came out, if you were to get as many of one color and stick it on just one character, you'd only be able to get them up 5 levels out of the 10 they gave you. But with the new patch, we're going to have the ability to actually farm up all of it.
They have been giving away a lot of the crystals for the high crystals recently to everyone. I've got enough to basically level everybody I wanted up. But that's only recently. I don't know how it was. I've only started in the last couple months.
Yeah, I have played this game since it came out. I'm talking pre-registered for the game, had it auto-install because I was looking for a Final Fantasy game to play on my phone. I've gone through a couple of the other ones, and just to keep it nice, Mobius was probably the more interesting one out of the bunch. It looked graphically the best, and it had a different, interesting playstyle where you had to do certain attacks to get certain orbs that allowed you to do certain attacks that would give you other orbs. And you had to juggle, like, elemental types, essentially. One character would have multiple elemental types they could have access to based off of, I guess, what class they were in. And then you have to equip certain spells that you would use as your basic attacks that you can only use based off of how many of these elemental orbs you had. So whatever class you went, you wanted to pair that with certain spells so you can get those orbs. It was interesting. But it got boring real fast. Because it didn't really feel like there was a lot to it. But with Dissidia, there is this complexity of with the higher difficulties and with the Dimensions End that they have in the game, which the Dimensions End is in-game content. Most of it is in-game content. There are some that is earlier in-game content. But they give you the difficult missions, where you should have maxed out characters, because they start off with EX missions that lead into Cosmos difficulty, which was the very first increase of difficulty we got. And then there was Cosmos difficulty to Chaos difficulty, which was the second increase in difficulty we got. And now we're going to be getting, or now we just got the Luna Fea difficulty increase, which adds a puzzle on top of these already pretty difficult fights. But the Dimensions End is pretty much just different level difficulties of these fights. And they want you to have high level characters with their gear for these fights to do. And sometimes you need specific characters, because you'll look at them and they'll have gimmicks on them, like, oh, the enemies you're fighting have high resistance to magic and thrown weapons, or ranged weapons. So you specifically want to use melee characters for the fight. And it just leads to making interesting parties, interesting team comps, finding out what can and can't work, or how some teams and some things can work really well together. So that's something that I liked from the complexities of Dissidia, is you actually have these turn-based fights based off of your character's speed to judge who goes when, and you get to see the turn rate too, so you get to see who will be attacking next. But you can play this whole game free, you can get a bunch of characters' weapons for free, and it takes a little bit of just, you just gotta play the game, but eventually you can get to the point where you get to this in-game content without having to spend any money. Have I spent money? Yes, I have. I justified it too. Because there are games I've spent $60 on that I've only played through once and I haven't touched since. And then there's Dissidia, of which I have originally spent no money on, but have played every single day for the last 2 years.
He's methodical, people. You'll understand that.
There's a method to the madness. And that method is I like to make sure I'm getting what I pay for when I pay for a game. And in my sense, that is time. If I'm going to be spending $60 on a game, I want that game to engross me. I want it to take me on an adventure. I want to play the game and want to come back to it and play it again. But I will say now, there are more games I have spent $5 on, $10 on,
Or
that I have
even
spent more
free.
time, or even free, that I have spent more time on and played for more time than games that I have spent $60 on, $50 on. Collector's Edition, let's say I've spent $80 on it, $90 on it. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake, of which I do plan on playing more of, because I love that game.
Alright, well, it's time for Next Time on Pragmatic Place.
Alrighty. Well, we'll see y'all next time.